Alright, America, this thing's going to cut off on me. And so we were talking about me doing pasta in large quantities. You have to ice your pasta immediately after you cook it when you're going to do a storage, and you have to get it down to 40 degrees and below. So I do it through an ice process, run it right through this huge ice, pull it all out, put it in the bins, make sure it's temped down. But their system was really good in their sauces. They bought plastic bag in it. Like a super seal plastic bag, really thick ones, like it withstand temperature drops and changes. Plastic is not good, but still their idea of super chilling and super fast doing it. Alright, so I've got sausage cut up. I've got that farm raised ground beef. I got about 4 ounces of olive oil in the bottom of this. So I would cook off these mass things all at once and then dump it through and then get. So I do have to production run while I was doing my other job, which was supporting the front line. So over here I've got, we're going to do, I've got some fresh rosemary. This is important because in a few days, if I can keep it fresh a little longer. Calm down. Be chill. I'll be alright. Yeah, I ran like 10 miles today, and then I had a collapse at just before my hill, and I was already having a real hard time. And I only did 40 minutes yesterday, and I was weak and sick all last week, and only got off property twice, and didn't do big ones like that. Today was almost a whole hour on property. Not many falls here, and then I took off, but my body was like fighting it. Alright, so I got some fresh rosemary. We're going to do some fresh rosemary in this. I mean, right there, that's just going to add something to it. That's just going to be very unique. And since it's fresh, and I got some... Woo, that was a close one. I just sharpened my knife, too. Man. Wasn't a knuckle, it was my thumb got in there. What I was saying about rosemary, alright, the tips come up every year. You don't want to go below the tips, really. You just want to take some of the tips. And you want to go sparingly in different places. You don't want to, like, kick back rosemary plant too bad. You know, treat life with respect, as I said in many of my writings and about the bees and stuff. You know, it's all you can do is, use it sparingly, use it wisely. So anyways, I got rosemary from downtown while I was walking around talking with somebody. And it's something I meant to do. So we're going to do a steak pizziano off of a rendition of a steak rustica from Olive Garden. But I'm going to do it my way. You know, that's going to work. We're going to add this fresh rosemary. That's a lot. That's going to really kick up this the flavor of this pasta, because we're making a red sauce now. As soon as that's done, I'm going to fire this, alright? So I'm still doing pre-fire stuff. I'm basically seasoning the heck out of all of it. Alright, there goes our garlic, because I don't have fresh garlic anymore, I don't think. And if I do, I'm just not bending down to get it. I'm sorry, I'm tired, folks. This training I'm doing for the marathon, I told you guys I got to train 4 times as hard as any regular person does because of my illness. And marjoram, I could put some marjoram in there. Come on, back. Oh. That'd be good, marjoram. Oh, that means we're working the sweet angle now. Adding the marjoram is kind of the sweeter of the basil families. It has a light bouquet of like flour plus the mint plus like a backing of oregano. That's what this is from Chef Mike Nizik. My buddy sent this to me. It's got wasabi in the same thing. All right, so. We've got all that going. I am going to add some paprika now. I'm going to use actually a little hot stuff. which is just a little bit, like a half teaspoon. Okay, and then I'm going to come across with my salt. And I'm going to add like a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon and a half salt, because I still have my meat product that's underneath there that I haven't salted. And I'm about to mix this whole thing up. And we're going to black pepper it. And we're going to say that is going to be a pasta sauce. Alright. And I'm going to show you this conglomeration. Okay. And you can see my links are in there. Alright. There's the meat. And yeah, alright, so now my fingers are already done. So that's what I'm going to do with it. Got olive oil on the bottom. Alright. Then I'm going to turn this sucker on hard fry. And I'm going to turn it right on into that super hot burner. As soon as that comes off, waiting for the pasta to be... I saw it running a movie. I'd seen it before. It's all in Japanese. But it was worth seeing again in Japanese. Like Seven Samurai is worth it. And there's a few other things that are worth it when you... It starts in American, then it tricks you and goes all Japanese. But anyways, it was The Returner. And the little girl was like, eat al dente. Because she was from the future. She never had... It was cute. You had to watch it. But she wasn't like a real little girl. She was, you know, the guy was in his 30s. And the young lady was probably in her, you know, young 20s. It's chickazia al dente. Chickadee noodle. The noodle checking. I'm noodle checking over here. Okay, so yeah, Olive Garden. Then we bag it all up, ice it down. Oh, no, right. So we have these little cookers and baskets. Alright, that'd be the assemble station, the saute station, the grill station, and the fry station, the pizza station. Well, that's the appetizer station was down there. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you all that. I'm not telling you the recipes. I wouldn't really tell you the recipes because there's none of them that are that good. Well, see, I can tell you the recipes, which I've done the let's say, the classic approach to one of their recipes, because their stuff comes out of a prepackaged, is a prepackaged creation. It's not made from basic. They don't get the heavy cream and then add cornstarch to it or a roux, or make a roux, do it a classic sense. They have a prepackaged bag that they put with their heavy cream. So they are using some good product. But what I do is I cut all that out and just say, look, man, this is how I'm going to do it. So they have theirs to work in a faster process. I do it more in a classic sense because it's my food. I'm eating it. Even though I was saying I'm not going to put something out of the window that I wouldn't give to my mom. That noodle just wasn't ready. The food that I'm going to present at Olive Garden or any restaurant is going to be the best food that I can present at the time. There was times before I became a chef, when I was just a cook for my first real 9 years of existence, before I went to culinary college and started understanding what being a chef was about, what real cooking was about. I've been a line cook. I've been cooking lines all over the place, you know what I mean? I was a troubleshooter for Red Lobster and Garden restaurants. Way back in the day, I met Muhammad Ali. I told you all that story, right? I was thinking the other day on my run about all the people that I've met. We're just waiting for the pasta. I could shut this down, you know. So there's so many different pastas. I want you to go to the bulk section. I don't want you to buy pasta in a bag like I did. Yeah, I was in a hurry. It's hard for me to get out of the house and do things because when I'm out there, my body, like today on my collapse all the way across town, I was like, dang, man. I'm like, dang, you need to get up in a hurry because next thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to freak out and they're going to call the police or 911, and who shows up is the police. And then the ambulance shows up like 5 minutes later, and that little interim time between them and the ambulance or whatever is, and all I'm trying to do is get back up. I'm going to get back up eventually anyways, right? I'm standing right now, right? Ow. That was gentle. Yeah, y'all gonna find out stuff that I did to myself when I was younger. Like, dang, you got a self-destructive streak in you. You know what ends that? Getting your ass crippled. That'll fix your ass real quick about being self-destructive. Quick. Quick. Like a mother. You be like, I'm going to eat good food. I'm going to go to church. I'm only going to smoke when I has to. Not just for fun. Hey, I'm be as real a brother can be, right? I'm going to love Jesus even that much more. Not that I didn't love him a lot before and he wasn't in my life, and I'd like talk to God all the time. Especially when I was on the street, man. I'd be like praising. I used to walk the streets and praise Jesus when I'm like, man, you make it like I get through another day. I got food in my belly. I'm like, I got a little buzz on my head. That was back in the day, It's a good thing to have, a little bit of recreation when you're out there, a little bit of like positive thing. If you can walk along and praise Jesus for all the beautiful things that he's done for you and do good words and good acts in his name while you out there, and you're doing it true, because it's like somebody gave unto you, so you give unto others, man. So that whole thing about the Pope saying, I'm not part of Catholic Church anyway. Hey, look, when I went to the Catholic Church and asked for help, you know what I mean? And they called the police on me, I kind of got the impression they didn't want me around. For real. Yeah, I got to just finish this chapter or two in my book. I'm right on the edge of some real hairy stuff that happened in my life. And you guys would be like, no way, man. You telling for real? I'm like, yeah, for reals, man. But I got to tell it to you from the way my mind saw it, because it is an experience that no one should have to go through. It's just, it's kill a nigger wrapped up with everything on top of it. Everybody in the world turning their back on you at once, and then having to leave town, and then finding people waiting for you, realizing that the way had been made for you to go before you got there, and not just between me and him, but between like one of my other families, the black side of my family. I was talking about never growing up with black people. Yeah. So the black side of my family, and I lived in Portland for a while and was hanging out with a lot of the brothers up there at Burnside Mission. That's where I met Roscoe Lee Brown. Yeah, I told you about him, another famous person. I told you, that conversation we had, and when I was talking about that, it was kind of freaky, because that was almost like his voice when I listened to it. It was kind of weird. But anyways, so I got 2 cans of pasta sauce I can open, and then we're going to be on the way. I'm going to open it over here. Ow! Good God almighty, my hand's really hurting. I'm glad I guess God giving me 4 days of like rain is telling me to do a lot of running. I'm over here, guys. I really need to get this pasta right now. Whenever it starts making that noise, I'm like, it's done. It's done. I made a lot. Thing of mine. It freezes well. Alright, we're going to put this right on there. Bam. Alright, I'm also going to make a little cornstarch slurry. I'm not going to do this roux based. I could. I might actually, I'm going to do it both. Actually, I like doing it. How? I really like doing it both ways. So we have this on super high. It's just gonna go. So let's talk about red sauces, all right? What we're seeing me here create is go right to a red pasta sauce, all right? But red sauce, as I've talked before, is based tomato, okay, and a sachet. And if you got mirepoix in it, you strain it out. Now you can make a red sauce with mirepoix. You can make a red sauce with white mirepoix, which is what I'm doing, which is when you just have celery, and onions. Okay, you can add in peppers to it. That's really nice if you're making a tomato sauce. The peanuts used to have peppers in their tomato sauce, several kinds of peppers, lots of several different items. The peanuts. I'm like, how you make a pizza thing, man? They're like, dude filled up the thing with like so much water, and then he just started dumping the flour in it. just dumping that flour in there. It was like flopping, flipping, and flopping. He said, yeah, you know how to make it, right? He could do it, but it wasn't like he did it every day. Oh, this is going to be nice. Crushed with basil. Got good flavor. All right, so we've got a hard fry going on here. Get my spatula. Get my spatula. Then I'm gonna, turn the cold water on and put a little bit of olive oil in it. Yeah. Just get it, yeah. Then I'm gonna mix it up and turn it around. I'm getting it to cool. And I want to keep cooking. Pasta will keep cooking for a while. It's easy to reheat. As I was saying, look, you know, don't cook it and try to keep it heated. Just come back and just reheat it. You can reset up your boiling water, do it that way. Do it in the microwave, simplest. By plate, especially with me. We are going to be dealing with this sauce. This is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at Raymond's on. I have a certain schedule, yeah. I'm breaking out of it a little bit, but there's certain... I wake up, I do my exercise, I go through massive pain, I like rock and roll. I have lots of electric shocks, it scares the hell out of me. I keep going, I find a good place in my head. I sing songs, I come up with great ideas, and I come back and I watch Raymond and take a shower. And yeah, I ran for an hour and 40 minutes today. So I went from 40 minutes yesterday to like an hour and 40 minutes and did some off-campus. I miss school, man. And the thing was, it's like, you know, here I am excelling in life. I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. He says, are you proud of that? Is that, I'm like, well, if I told you about the inspiration thing. It really, I gotta feed off other people's inspiration and give them inspiration. I really need to do that. That's a circular thing that keeps going on. Yeah, there's a pride to it because I worked really, really, really hard. All right? I've been training for this marathon since last year, man. I tried to keep my winter at a 10K base, which is not hard because I have to, my arms don't work right, and I have to get into shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. Running down the road like this. I had to make a trench in my backyard. I did. Out in the snow, I made a trench and just went around and around and around in circles for like an hour. And I did the same thing running around. I think I put all that stuff. 10K in snow and stuff. It was beautiful, man. That was kind of tricky. That did some good work on my hips, though, because whenever I get off property, whenever I get out of a place where there's regular movement and can start doing muscle confusion movements or, you know, interactive movements, high speed, low speed, is really where I start healing better. I have to do the like steady, low flow, and like a lot of those guys got really skinny arms. Well, I'm not that guy, right? I've got big arms, and that's why I'm so fast, is that my top and my bottom, they work together. So it's important while I'm running and my legs are working, since, here, let me let you look at this. No, I could have been letting you look the whole time, my bad. All right, but see this is what I got sauteed down to, nice and brown. All right, I'm going to take we're going to make a roux. I got all that oil in there, why not, right? And I'm just going to do a light roux, okay? That was maybe a couple ounces. Alright, and then it's on super high. I'm just going to take this and go, bye! And same thing with that one. Whoa! I know you're hot, but you ain't that hot. You ain't that hot. Alright, I kept it hot because I want to see how I'm actually, you see silver for a second as I move the spatula? really fast, and the reason why you're seeing silver is I'm going along the entire base of the thing, and all that roux we just made that could have got stuck, I'm making sure that doesn't get stuck, and I'm making sure it's also incorporated at the same time. So that's why I'm doing this. And this is thick already. You can look at that. That's good. That's fine, because I'm going to come back and I waste not a one on it, right? Look, it's already got the bubble gum. We're going to lower it to a medium low, and we're going to get it to stop acting crazy, because it's so thick. And waste not, want not. And there's that. And cornstarch slurry creates a nice sheen on top. And what I'm also going to do at the same time as the cornstarch slurry is I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock to it. Okay? So this is where we are now. Okay, we have no sauce in here. This is just chunked tomato and that basil stuff, right? Diced tomato and that basil. So being that it's diced tomato and I didn't do any work to it, and I'm not going to run a wand in this, I'm going to leave it all. I like leaving things active. And I say active as in separate in their own form, all right? Pasta sauce gets better overnight as the flavors meld, okay? Well, I'm going to simmer it for a while. The flavors are going to meld, but still there's going to be a tomato chunk in there that's going to meld with the other flavors, but still when you bite it, it's going to taste like a tomato. Same with the beef. Same with, that's my idea, is that I'm here to facilitate the best in food coming out, simply of its own accord. The fact that I'm a chef and I know a lot about food, it does not change the fact that food is a simple design. Food is meant to be eaten, and is meant to be just, you know, bananas, oranges, apples, pasta, rice. It really, you don't have to buy stuff in a box that says, oh, garlicky, creamy, Jiminy Cricket. Don't buy that stuff. It's so bad for you. Please. Just do it, you know. Make it happen at home. One, it saves you 30% right off the bat, 30%, even more down the line as you get into it, because as you start gaining stock, as in any business, if you gain equity, then you're able to make smarter moves. You make smarter moves, you save more money in the long run, you gain better equity, more store. Our equity here is what? Our equity is all these spices sitting here on the table in ready use, all that stuff. It means I can dump it all these spices, all right, and you know, I've got like a 68 cents in my card left. All this, all right, that's how you run a business, okay? Look at all that stock, all right? I started with nothing because I had a deal with somebody where I cooked for them and they kept me healthy, but now I'm just doing it legal and getting it all set up. Yep, and then look at all that frozen food. Yeah, I still got that ground buffalo, the filet mignon. I need to make those smelts. I got tuna, I got sword, I got ground beef, I've got the barbecue sauce I made from scratch. It really wasn't that hot either. I've got other things in there, all sorts of things. Chicken thighs, and this is all my scientist stuff. My buddy, I told him about all that. My chef buddy, he says, good God, man, I'm a chef, not a scientist. But I get down to the business of like creating food. Nothing goes in my kitchen wasted. So what we're going to do is actually I am going to cover a sauce because this is a spaghetti, like my sister would say. And we're going to let this slow simmer. Oh, one more thing. Sugar. And that's going to work against the acid. And I could taste it right now, but it should be pretty close to on. I could add a little salt too. It's really sweet. Oh, I sauced the camera, sorry. Sorry, I sauced you. So we're going to just salt it. I mean, it was excellent. It was really good. It had a nice blend of flavors. The only thing I want to do is bring out the umami a little bit more. to do that, I need to raise the salt level a little bit. And then we're also going to be dealing with adding it to pasta, adding Parmesan on top. So it's going to have several levels of umami there as well. But we're going to cover that and let it simmer for about 4 hours, because that's how you make some pasta sauce. Chef John, Ghetto Gourmet. Peace. And there's our linguine. All right, y'all.